it's okay. Like, it's okay.
Your heart is still open.
My heart is still open.
Yeah, your mind is still open.
My
just
mind
right
is still
now.
open, but right now I just cannot do it.
Yeah. But what's going on with you?
Just I guess taking on more work and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I just am trying to mentally get ready for.
You're handling it pretty well. Like, has it been like really stressful?
No, not stressful. It's just like trying to learn more and just trying to
compact it into your brain.
In my brain. And just trying to feel like, oh, I can do this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. And it's like deciding between like whether I want to do more social marketing and like and social media stuff, or like lean towards more photography. But I never see myself as a photographer, honestly, like, or becoming a professional photographer. Like, that's just
realistically,
it's not what I want to do, really.
Does social media marketing interest you?
It does interest me, and I just want to get better at it. But also it takes also a lot of energy too, a lot of time and everything. So I'm just, and with anything, like, things take time to learn and everything. But yeah, so I'm just trying to balance that out with still trying to help and work with my sister, but still also do this extra thing too. So just trying to do the balancing act and still trying to maintain like just a work-life balance, right?
Yeah, that's tricky. It sounds like it's just like life and work. It just sounds like two things, but it's actually not, because there are a lot of details in both of those things, like, balancing life and work. It's just, there's a lot going on in there.
Yeah. So it's
tough.
It's just trying to, with my condition, like, if for those of you guys who don't know, like, I was diagnosed with bipolar many years ago, but one of my weaknesses is just like people pleasing.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
overworking myself to the point where I can potentially get a breakdown.
Yeah, and you sacrifice your resting time to try to get more work done, huh?
Exactly. And just like not balancing right. So now that I'm older and hopefully wiser, I just want to be like, no, like I need to manage my time better, but also know like what is up to my capabilities of handling things. So but yeah, it seems like, with the new stuff coming in, like, I can handle it. It's just like learning what encompasses the work, what the work encompasses, and just trying to also like, just maintain my life and work, just trying to maintain that balance and again, not have a breakdown.
When you did have your manic breakdowns, before you got to that, were you not saying no to people?
It was hard.
It was very like uncommon for you to say no.
It was really hard for me to say no to people, but also like I just never want to let anyone down and stuff like that. So, but sometimes it just, I wish I could have like a list of like, oh, these are the things that for sure triggers. These are the things that for sure causes my manic episode. But there really isn't. Like, it's very just broad. The mind just does what it wants sometimes, and like I just have to do my best to prevent it. Do things that like, just slowly acclimate to new things, like whatever I have to do to minimize my, losing sleep, and like that's usually what starts it out.
Triggers, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just kind of like, okay, I can do this. I just want to, I just want to not let anyone down, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
And just have all these responsibilities, but not let anyone down. So that's kind of my main thing. But yeah, so that's kind of like where I'm at right now. It's just kind of, after the Halloween party is cool, but it's like also
it is draining.
Getting back into like work mode and all that, and still like doing like things that I love to do, like this podcast, but still managing like new responsibilities. But it's good. It's good to, I'll be obviously making money, hopefully a steady income. That's all I really ask for. That's what I really ask for, like a steady income that as opposed to like gigs here and there. And like, like I'm waiting by the phone, like to hear the next gig that I might get.
Yeah.
This is more steady.
I would have to say like gig work is kind of stressful, especially if you've got like bills to pay. Like I'm always like, when am I going to get my next sale? When am I going to make my next sale? Like, how much is it? Like, it is stressful. It is stressful for sure. But, I mean, like, I'm glad that you're taking initiative to like, hey, I want this for myself.
Yeah.
It is a mindset, right?
Yeah. And it's like, my sister was like, I'm not here to pressure you or anything. Like, but like the question is like, do you want it?
Yeah.
Do you want to do this?
Yeah, because they also don't want to force you to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to do things that like you actually want to do.
Yeah. And then like, I think for me, like I want to do this, but there's always that part of me that has that low self-esteem, that low, like, it's like, oh, I don't think you can do it. And like, what do you think you're doing? Like you're an imposter, like just like have all these like negative mindset, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm always like trying to battle that too.
Yeah.
And trying to be better at like just accepting things and like, no, I can do this. Yes, I can do this. And yes, I want to do this. As opposed to like giving into fear, like, oh, well, this is the best it gets. And like, I don't know, like, like, I don't know what I'm doing. And it's like all that, like fear, like, I really feel like I can do this and I can get good at it. And it could be something that's like long term for me.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, as much as I enjoy working on production, all that stuff, it's like long term, it's so tough.
Yeah.
Long term to work in production, work with those crazy hours. Just unsure if you get paid or not, and like it just gets messy.
Yeah.
Sometimes. And but with this, it's like I feel like it's a hard skill that I can learn and get better at. So we'll see.
And very lucrative too. I mean, social media, like marketing, that's like a whole different world. You know what I mean? Like to understand how it works and just to be on top of it. I mean, before it was a lot easier because not a lot of people were doing it, right? But now everything is sold from like online sales and stuff. So, I mean, I think that is really cool. And that's something that you could do comfortably in your room or wherever you
work
remotely. Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, like, because production work and stuff like that can be really physical and taxing on the body, like especially like the kind of gigs that I've done. But with this, it's like work remotely and more mental and stuff like that, which I feel like I definitely am capable of like handling. But yeah, it's just all about like managing your time and just
organizing.
Yeah, extremely being organized and maintaining all that. So that's that's the thing that's like my next like thing I'm trying to get good at and get better at. So that's kind of where I'm at. And dating wise, I'm taking a little break. Take a little break. I just like don't have the energy to do small talk at the moment.
I know.
I just don't. All the small talk and the energy. I'm like, ugh.
Hey, how are you? How's your day going?
Hey, what are you up
What's
to?
going
And
on?
like,
The back and forth.
yeah, and then like to like come up with time to meet that person. And all that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take a little breather, but I will get back into it once I feel like more with
steady
with my work and stuff like that. I feel like it's
because you're just taking in so much like new information. I honestly think anyone can do whatever they want. It just takes time.
It takes time. You're right.
And I mean, it might take you 3 months, it might take you 6 months or years or whatever. I mean, like you have to go at your own pace. But like, I honestly believe anyone can do whatever they want. It just takes an X amount of time.
Totally. No, I agree too. Yeah, it's just just trying to the willingness to learn it and putting the time and effort into learning it. So that's
no one's hating on you, Debbie. You take all the time you want.
Yeah. I'm doing my best and stuff, but again, having my twin, she's like, hey, just so you know, like this is what it entails, and like you better do this, right? Like if you want to do this, that's great. Like, but then this is the stuff you have to do. I'm like, okay.
It's a lot.
Like it's a lot, but like but it is like. So I just have to just do it. When it comes down to it, you just got to do it. And be willing to get better at it too. So that's where I'm at. And yeah.
I think it's responsible choice that like it shows your maturity
Mhm.
that you are putting dating. You did it. You
Yeah.
did the dating and you got your toes wet, right?
Yeah.
But you after like going into this new job, I feel like before Debbie would
Mhm.
do both
Yeah.
and burn out.
And burnout,
But
probably.
now
Yeah.
you're like, nah,
Yeah,
I can put it in the back for
put it back
a
burner for
moment.
the moment. For the moment.
For the
Yeah.
moment, and then I'll get back on it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just want to I just want to be good,
Yeah.
and good at something and just get better at something. And I just don't have the energy to date at the moment. I just
Mhm.
I think like dating requires some type of your energy you get to put into it. And it's just not fair. Like, my mind is somewhere else, and like I'm trying to date someone, but my mind's elsewhere. And
Yeah. It's
just
not
wouldn't be
fair to
fair.
both of you
Yeah,
guys.
exactly. So yeah, that's where I'm at. But it's okay. Like, it's okay. Like,
Your heart is still open.
my heart is still open.
Yeah, your mind is still open.
My
just
mind is
right
still open,
now.
but right now I just cannot do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't have the energy to do it.